think my fuck it moment was I was working, as most people do. You come out to Hollywood, you find a hustle. I was working, I was catering somewhere, and you know, I was in an amazing pilot that I was shooting at the time, knew all the actors, and then I ended up catering this party where I knew like 80% of the people from set, and now here I am, you know, would you like some jelly on that, some biscuits on that, you know, at the event. And then in my mind, I was just like, oh God, they see me, I'm here. Do I approach? Do I just act like I don't see them? And I was like, fuck it. What's good? Y'all want some gravy? Look, we got, and I made it a thing, and we ended up laughing and joking. And what I found out in that moment is that everybody in Hollywood has a story, has a journey. Everybody's been where you are. You don't have to like fake it till you make it. Everybody's real. And so it just kind of, it unhinged something in me. And I was just like, I'm doing this now, but guess what you're gonna see me on tomorrow, boo? You know, and we can laugh about it on set, and I'll be getting served. And I think that was a freeing moment for me. It was a freeing fuck it. My advice to any female in this business is that everybody knows sex sells. Sex. It sells. So it's just like, great. You're beautiful, you're hot, that's amazing, then what? Have an end game. And I feel like so many people, you know, they'll use this to get into a room, they'll use the va-va-voom, and then it's just kind of like, but you have control. And I think the advice that I would give is come into this knowing that they need you more than you need them. Your voice is important and your voice is distinct, and kind of know what you want to do when you get in that room and where you want to go when you get that opportunity you're waiting for. Just be proactive. 3 keys to success, in my opinion, are 1, be relentless. You just have to. There is no. You know, there's a not right now, and then there's a moment where you pause and you get back up, but be relentless. Another rule that I would say is reinvent. Don't be afraid to reinvent. Like, you don't have to be today who you were 10 years ago. You don't have to be, I mean, even for actors, it gets a little scary because, you know, this is your brand, and now you're scared you might lose people. Reinvent. The third thing I would say is remain humble. You have to be humble. Like, one day you're here, literally, you know, a couple years later, that PA that was on set with you might be the director. Like, people need to speak highly of you, and, you know, just keep that humility. It's sexy. I don't think I have a favorite hip-hop movie. But you know what I like, and this isn't hip, this is why I was tentative to say it, because, you know, it's a white lead, but F it. I loved Save the Last Dance. You remember that? There's no hip-hop whatsoever. And that's why I like that story, because the story to me represents what Hollywood is. You have to put, and I don't know if we can say this, but you have to put a white person in the front as the lead, sell the package, learning the hip-hop culture, and then you're surrounded by the Kerry Washingtons, who wasn't who she is at this point. But then you see all of the supporting actors that gave the movie the credibility. The only way that they could tell that story was to have hip-hop surrounding it, hip-hop and the dialogue, hip-hop and the dance sequences. And it just put things in a perspective that you can have all these brilliant hip-hop minds and soundtrack, and you still have to sell it to Hollywood with the white female lead. I think what needs to happen for there to be more diversity, more inclusion in Hollywood is that you need to start collaborating before you get to the next level. So many people hold their dreams so tight because it's, you know, they don't want anybody else to steal or, you know, take or maybe copy. But the bottom line is the habits you develop. You know, I believe we were talking earlier about web series and things like that. Build your team. Build your team with people that might not have a name today, so that when you guys are moving up, you're now moving all these diverse people up with you. It's not an I in Hollywood. It's got to be a we, and the we's got to be diverse. And if you bring everybody, that's what we're going to start seeing.